Good morning and welcome to Trading with Larry. It's Larry Benedict, joined by Eric Shamalov. Good morning, Eric. How you doing?
Harry, how are you?
I'm good. Just another update. Quiet up morning. Not a lot of volatility overnight. Saw the ADP number was negative today. I guess that's good. Is that good or bad? Or bad or good? No.
Depends who you ask. If you're asking the people not getting hired,
mm,
not that good. If you're asking the financial market, maybe it is good.
I don't know. Let me ask, if they were hiring a lot of people, that would be good too. Right? So basically, we're in a market where no matter what it is, it's always good. So we'll go with good. It's funny. I actually was out to dinner. I ran into a friend of mine who's not in the financial markets but watches the podcast, and it's funny. He's like, man, he's like, you're so bearish. You're scaring me, blah blah blah, and then he proceeds to tell me how business is slow, things are are shaky, and the market does not reflect uh, reality. So I want to be clear. I want to clear the air. um, I've been saying for the last 4 or 5 days there's now 13 real trading days left in the year. I don't expect a lot to happen. You're going to have these ziggle zaggle days, or hours in a day where the bid disappears or whatever shenanigans they're going to pull. But overall, the year is in. If the year is in with the S&P up 16, that's a home run year for these guys. I expect a little bit of a sell off at some point. We're not seeing that yet into year end with pairing of positions, but again, they may hold them um, through the end of the year. So I want to be crystal clear when I'm saying this, right? I'm not saying in the next couple of weeks, that the market is going to get annihilated. Listen, it may get hit because we've really run up a lot, but I'm not as concerned. I'm really planning on setting up for next year, giving everybody on the podcast an idea of, I do this for a couple of newspapers out there, one in China, one in the US, and they come to me every year and they ask me, for 10 surprises or what I think the market's going to do next year and that stuff. So I'm going to give that live in the next few weeks on the podcast, getting everybody ready for next year. I do think, we're going to listen. We trade every day. The computer is on every day to maneuver the market. Yesterday, NASDAQ, the S&P was positive, went negative on the day, exploded up, back and forth. And then what happens is, and I was explaining it in general, even to Thomas behind me, what happens is when the market goes down and people are short zero DT options, which everybody is, puts and calls, and they make you run in cover. So when we were crashing down, everyone runs, hedges all their short exposure, and then that gives it the emphasis to rally more because now you got more shorts in the market off of gamma. So that's what's been happening, you know, pretty much every day. It hasn't happened yet this morning. I'm expecting it to at some point. Um, it's shocking to me today, like S&P is ultra strong, okay, and the Nasdaq. I'm not calling it weak because it's up, but it's actually in line or underperforming S&P. So it's a weird one today for sure. Um, Overall, in general, looking at everything, bonds are higher because of this number today. Probably back down to 405, 406, still high. But, I guess we have to wait for the unemployment number, the true unemployment number. But I mean, listen, do you really think these numbers, I know I say it all the time, do you really think these numbers are real? Like,
No, definitely not. How could they be? I mean, they don't even have October. I think October CPI will never get released, and the October jobs report. I think one of those two. But they've, during that shutdown, there were problems in data collection.
Yeah. So the numbers can't be relied on, and if the number is good, they like it. If the number is bad, they say it's not. It was calculated wrong. So we're in that kind of tape. There are a lot of trades out there. I mean, we're seeing dollar weakness again. We've seen that for a while. My euro trade is getting close to what I call, I guess, the Mendoza line, which is 117 on the euro, or 116.70. Um, I know you've been talking about that yen carry trade. But really, the yen was intervened at 160 and now it's 154. So I don't know how or why that carry trade is going to blow up if we're, you know, where we are right now. So,
Yeah, it's something that I'm watching. Did the yen ever actually get to 160? I
no,
think they
I
said
think
they're
it
going to.
traded 159 and change, whatever, you know.
Well, that was the right. That was the level that they said that they would intervene, and if they would intervene, it would be selling U.S. Treasuries to get the dollar, and then do the opposite side on the yen and intervene that way. That's why I'm saying I think in the short term, uh, because rates in Japan went up, maybe on the macro side, people got a little scared, started selling off our bonds. But I don't know. I mean, theme for next year. You were talking about themes for next year. We're going to get a new Fed chair, right? And he's going to be handpicked by Trump, and he's going to be a dove. So when
I
does
don't
the
know.
market?
He handpicked Jerome Powell. Handpicked him. Okay. So he was
Did you say
handpicked by Trump.
Powell? I didn't hear what you said.
I said he handpicked Jerome Powell.
Correct. That's right.
So,
That's right.
so what's the difference that he's handpicking the guy? I mean, it's the same. If the guy does the job of what the Fed is supposed to do, he would act independently outside of the president. And why does the president care? Like, what? Why does he care about all of the things that he's caring about when this is a different branch of government? Let the people that you hired do their job without getting involved. I would assume that Kevin Hassett or whoever the next guy is going to be knows a lot about the economics, a lot more than Donald Trump. So why are you intervening in with the Fed? I mean, it's a little scary what's going on. And I listen, I don't know if the approval ratings are correct or whatever, but it seems like he's slipping. um, and you're seeing that in some of these elections that happened in November. And the midterms are really up for grabs, and that's going to be really for next year the telltale. I'm going to use the word problem. The telltale problem of what's going on in the market is going to be off of whether listen. If they lose, they can barely pass things now. What do you think is going to happen when they lose control and it flips? If they do, all they need is one branch of government. So there's a very good chance, and
Yeah, watch.
that may play into the trade at the beginning or middle of next year. Like, crypto would be the thing that would be top of the list to short if they lose any of those branches of government, because you know they won't be as crypto friendly. So I see that as a potential trade. But again, we're early days, and we'll have to see. You know, Obviously, Polymarket and other betting sites. I wonder if you pull up Polymarket, they probably have that already out there, whether they're going to win. I wonder what the odds are.
Yeah, we'll check that out. It's interesting you mentioned crypto. I would say the crypto contingency got Trump elected uh, in the last election in 2024.
I wouldn't go, to be honest with you, I wouldn't go that far, but
No, it
it
was a big
definitely
and
helped.
cut through. Actually, it cut through not just on the Republicans, but there were Democratic people that won that were backed by the crypto contingency also. So it kind of went. Uh, I don't. I think it would be politically bad for the Democrats to go against crypto.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's but I don't know why it would be
It's
bad to go against crypto. Crypto may not be in existence in 5 years, okay? Or in existence in the way that it is right now. I mean, you would think there's going to be a better way to process. I don't know. What does it do exactly again? Is it processing payments? Like what is crypto's full job of what it is?
in a nutshell.
Sure, in a quick nutshell. In a quick nutshell, just explain
Depends.
it.
There's a lot of there's payments, as you know. Okay, that's being used more and more and more. Uh, you ask people that work at
By who?
banks like
By who?
listen,
You're saying it's
I know
used more and
people.
more and
I
more.
know
By
people. I
who?
know people. Okay, give me a call. Can you hold on? I know
Yeah.
you want crypto to go to zero. I know, but it's not going to zero.
Okay.
Okay, and the banks, a lot of the big banks, they're trying to utilize crypto more and more. I know that for a fact. And then, so there's a store of value part of it. There's the payment side of it.
Well, time out. What's the store of value? Tell me the store since you're on your little rant of the same nonsense that you say for it. What's the store of value? Why the store of value is only the price that it is. Where's the store of value?
Uh,
I
Bitcoin,
just don't understand what is the store of value? Like the store of value is the price of Bitcoin. That's the store of value. If it's trading 93 like it is this morning, it's 93. If it goes to 85, it's 85. If it drops off a cliff and goes to 60, it's 60. I don't know. Like you're saying a store of value. I mean,
compare that to the dollar over the
let me ask
last
you a
few
question.
years.
Where are you one of these guys you feel more comfortable having your money in crypto on a zip drive or in a Coinbase account or one of these accounts than having your money at the US government? I mean, that was a lot of the mantra. They thought the government was going to fail and all this other stuff. So, I don't know.
Yeah, as a percentage, yeah. I mean, I think everyone should have some Bitcoin as a. I wouldn't go crazy on like a 10% allocation, but look, I've been saying uh, gold and Bitcoin. And I think right now with
But why do
Bitcoin,
you need Bitcoin? I'm not understanding. Why do you need it? You're saying why not just put a 10% allocation into Nvidia? It's a major risk asset. It's doing well. Why do you have to have Bitcoin? Why do I need Bitcoin? For what reason? It's not paying me
diversification,
interest. It's
you
not
put
paying
that
me
in,
interest. It's a
a
very
couple of percent.
risky asset, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, so you don't size that up.
Wait, and better than that, how
So
old
are you saying
how
people
old
shouldn't
is
have
your
any
older,
Bitcoin
how
at
old is your oldest kid? How old's your oldest kid?
12?
Okay, so would you trust that kid with all your money? Probably not, right? He's young. No
He's pretty
offense,
good with
he might be a genius, but would you trust that kid with all your money? No. Guess what? 12 years ago, Bitcoin didn't even exist. Okay, so barely. Okay,
what?
I mean
So
this asset has not been around for
so
as long as my youngest son has been around. This is something that you
no,
think is a store of value that you should have a 10% allocation to and
I didn't
didn't
say that.
NVIDIA is
I didn't say
20 years
yeah,
older. NVIDIA is 20 years older than Bitcoin. You have an asset that's barely been in existence. Okay.
okay.
That wait, and I gotta say this because now you got me crazy that has a market cap of
You got yourself crazy.
and
I
less.
didn't even start talking about Bitcoin.
I know, but now I'm revved up because you're looking at an asset class that doesn't even have a valuation. Okay. or a market cap larger than two or three of the biggest US companies. And everyone talks about Bitcoin. It has a line on my screen on my CNBC app on investing.com, and yet it's smaller than Nvidia, smaller than Microsoft, okay? Smaller than I mean, I think it's about the same size as Meta. Come on, dude. This is just like a stock. This is just like another stock. This is not a pure asset class that is going. I'm just telling you, it's not, and it's shocking to me that people give it so much runway, and all you hear over the last 2 weeks is crypto crash, crypto crash. I mean, it's like unbelievable, and the market cap is probably over 3 trillion now, but not by much. It may be lower still. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, every stock in a Mag 7 is basically that. So this is just to me another stock, another vehicle. Okay. So I don't understand why you would tell someone in your right mind, okay, to tell people to have a 5 or 10% allocation to an asset that isn't even, if it was a stock, wouldn't even be in the top four stocks in the United States. And certainly, I wouldn't think if you're an asset manager that you would want any of your clients. And I know a lot of clients are leveraged into Nvidia and have big allocations. But as an asset allocator, you wouldn't allocate 10% to one individual stock. That would be,
No, you wouldn't. I don't know where you got 10% from. To be honest with you,
you
is that
just
a
said
number?
it. You just
I
said
said
5 to 10%. That's
I
what you
said
said.
10%. No, that's not what I said. I
Yeah, you
never
said
recommend.
5 to 10%, or even five. But why would you have five? I'm just
Are
saying.
you not listening or something? I don't know. What's up
I
with
don't
you?
know. I don't. Well, what
10%.
did you say? You were
Would not.
saying
I would
about an
never put.
allocation to Bitcoin. I don't know.
Yeah, have like 1 to 2% in your book in Bitcoin.
1 to 2. That's, I don't know. That's pretty light.
For
But
a
yeah.
passive portfolio, yeah. For a passive portfolio, I think passive portfolio should be allocated like 10% to gold, about 2% to Bitcoin.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying. I
That's
look at it.
unreasonable.
I
Is that
look at it,
unreasonable?
and it's actually it's a little bit angering. Um,
It
as
should be angering for you who you've missed the boat on this for so long.
how did I
I
miss
would
the
be
boat? How do
well.
you, first of all, the funniest thing is, how do you know I missed the boat? Number one. Number two, I've been long Bitcoin many times, and I bought Bitcoin way before you ever bought it. Okay. I bought it when you couldn't even buy it. I was buying Bitcoin through Cumberland, okay, which was basically a broker. It's DRW, okay, Donnie Wilson, and I was buying Bitcoin there. I've traded Bitcoin significantly. I just haven't held it. I've traded it. I still
You've been
trade it.
you've been
I have a
this
position right now in Bitcoin.
so then if you have a position in Bitcoin, why are you saying it's a worthless asset and people
I'm just
shouldn't own it?
trading it. I trade
If you
many
own
assets.
it, if
I
you own it, then why are you telling people not to
Who
own it?
said I own it? You don't know what I'm doing. Okay.
Why don't you tell
You
us?
can look on my website and you'll see what I do. I'm trading it because it's a tradable vehicle. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm not
Okay,
trading.
so
You're trading Bitcoin on this mantra or whatever your thing is, that it's all of these things. I'm not looking at it like that. I'm looking at where it was, how it traded, and what's going on. And I think people that view this podcast, okay, or clearly listen, US equities, I'll admit that I have missed a lot of this move, probably 15% on the S&P, maybe a little less, okay? And that 15% has been over the last 3 or 4 months, okay? But if people were watching our podcast when you came on gold on the high and Bitcoin on the high, more confident than anything I've ever seen, okay? And I'm like, this thing looks terrible, okay? And it went from 127 and we were bearish on it, and then it traded down to 110, and we're like, we're so bearish, where are the stops? You saw the whole trade, and then it got down to 81,000, and I got long it. So I'm just telling you, that's how that trade played out. Okay.
So you
and,
should be
and right
killing it
now I'm
this year.
shorting, and
You should
right
be
now,
absolutely,
right,
you should be absolutely killing it this year.
dude, that's one trade. I'm not like you're saying to someone
Exactly.
who put 1% in
Exactly.
Bitcoin,
One move.
you can't
You
make
call
money
one move,
putting
but
1%.
hundreds of trades to the
Dude,
upside. You didn't get.
you can't make money putting 1% of anything into a trade. FYI. Okay. So,
I'm
I
not
would think
talking about
minimum out.
trades.
What would you, okay, if
Asking
you're going to put
you.
1% in Bitcoin, okay, which you're saying is an asset class, okay, which I don't
Is
believe is 1%. That means what are you doing with the other 99% of your portfolio? A 1% allocation is a waste of time. I'm just letting you know. I would say the minimum allocation to something would be minimum of 3 to 5. Minimum. Okay. You don't want
okay.
50 positions. Okay. You don't want 50 positions. And if you don't
Yeah, but with the
if
volatility,
you
I
don't
disagree
do,
with you. I completely disagree with you because a 2% allocation, given the volatility of Bitcoin, is like a 10% allocation in something else.
dude. But then you have to allocate 98% of your portfolio to other things. So the bottom line, if you're going to put 75% in bonds, I mean, the bottom
Well,
line is,
volatility is a factor in choosing weighting.
okay, listen, I
So
I'm just saying to you that I think that Bitcoin is tradable, okay? I don't truly believe potentially, I'm not going to use 5 years, but 10 years, that it will be anything that anyone is dealing with. Okay. It could go by the wayside. Let me ask you, with the way technology is working right now, okay, you don't think that Bitcoin, which has been doing the same thing for what, 17 years, whatever, since it's been in existence, and hasn't changed at all. It barely has changed. Will be in existence 10 to 15 years from now. I'm not saying it won't be here, utilized in the same way. I just don't see it. And that is my true belief. Now, you're like, oh, well, why are you long and why are you short? I'm just trading it. Okay, it's trading very well. It's got really good movement right now. It didn't for most of the year. Most of the year, this thing sat on the high and didn't do anything. We were talking, and Bitcoin, we were saying on this podcast, Bitcoin was like a traditional asset moving 1% a day. Well, that changed quickly, right? It was going up and down 1%, like at 120,000. We're like, this doesn't make sense. And then it incinerated as much as the crash of 1987. So, I mean, that's pretty big. So, this is really tradable, really good, and there's more movement to come. Listen, look at what happened on Monday in Bitcoin. It went down 7.5% on Monday on what looked to me like heavy volume, and today it's back to 93, up on the week on Wednesday. That's great trading. Why bother with the S&P? The S&P moves like, come on. Touchdown T behind me freaks out on a 25 handle spoon move. Honestly, we all do. You freak out if the spoon moves 30. You even said it yesterday. What was the news for the down move? Like, if we move 30 points, it's like 40 basis points. It's nothing. I mean, we've been trained in here, okay? We've been trained in here for really, really no movement. And listen, they're probably going to hold the market up for the rest of the year. I mean, it sure seems that way with 14 trading days to go. But next year, nobody has a built-in P&L at the beginning of the year. Everybody's even, and it's going to be harder to move the market. And I just think there's a full.
your bets. Wait until next year. We're gonna get that final down move in the market. Like, well, when is that gonna happen? Like,
What do you mean a
what is
final download?
what risk? Like, what risk do you see that's gonna get the market down in this month or
I
next
see
or
the
in February.
same risk that should get the market down today. Okay, it's just not
Which is
happening.
what?
Okay, I'm going to tell you. Number one, margin debt. Okay, the amount of leverage in the system, massive. Dude, listen, 3 weeks ago, market was freaking out because of BDCs, okay, small business development companies, freaking out about bad loans from Jeffries, okay? All of these things that are in the market, Eric, they're in the market. They haven't changed. The BDC market is blown up to smithereens, okay? Smithereens. And if you look at ADP's number today, ADP said small business hiring is the reason why the number went negative, okay? Because they're laying off people. So small businesses are having massive issues. So, yes, we're grinding up and the market's up every day and it's awesome, but really the underlying theme is still there for negative. And all I can say to you is the market, number one is margin debt. Number two is this. You ready for this? Why did Bitcoin go down 37%? Do you have an idea why?
Yeah,
Why?
I've been saying it. It's been liquidity drying out.
Liquidity drying out. You came on this podcast at the dead high with this crazy thing that the smart guys are getting out, idiots are getting in, and that's good. Well, that's bad.
I
What ended
never
up
said that.
happening?
That
Yeah,
was the
you did.
narrative.
Well, whatever. That's the narrative that you're bringing out. There are a lot of
Not whatever.
narratives all over.
Something that I wanted to discuss. I don't know
I know.
what you're talking
Dude, I'm not saying anything. Okay. I'm just saying that was the narrative. And that narrative was really kind of the reason it went down because, wouldn't you rather have someone that's up a lot of money in your thing rather than down? So now, wait a second. Now the market's down 37%. And something we don't even see in stocks, which we will see. When you ask me how it's going to happen, the first 5% in equities is going to be the hardest, okay, to go down. It's going to be hard because they buy the dip. Now they're buying dips down 1%. They're buying this. They were doing the same thing in Bitcoin and they got incinerated, okay? But once we get 5%, which we have not had, we've been close a couple of times, and then we have an accelerated down move, you're going to have sellers inherently because the market will be down. Right now, do you if you're long, do you need to sell? No, you would never think of selling. You would think of buying more. And that's what everyone's doing. So when you ask me like what the themes are, for the end of the year coming into next year, I think these themes are in play. I mean, literally you have massive
You
margin debt.
mentioned BDC market. Okay, that was an issue in the summer. Uh,
It's still an
and
issue. I
Ions,
looked at
hold
them
up.
at
Ions
Thanksgiving.
had an earnings report, and the market calmed down. CEO of CEO of Goldman Sachs came out and said, "This is an isolated event. We're not worried about it," and that's it. That was, for the time being, that was kind of case closed. Yeah, there are issues in the private credit market, 100%. But right now, the market's not even thinking about it. You look at the BDC index,
Well,
which I could pull up
Why
off
would why would
off its.
Goldman
So I don't know what risk you're seeing
Why
there
would
right now.
Goldman say anything else? Does Goldman have their own BDC?
Yes.
Okay, so then why would the guy say the world's falling apart and you better be careful? I mean, come on. Like you said it straight out.
You
He's
think it's a
calming.
risk now. You think it's a risk, but the market isn't even thinking about this right now. I think what the market is
Okay,
thinking
wait. So
about,
they thought about it for 3 days and that was it? I
pretty
mean,
much,
come on. Right.
pretty
Okay.
much.
Well, those are
We
a
saw that
very
with Silicon Valley Bank too,
Eric.
by the way,
No,
right? They worried
Silicon
about it.
Valley. No. Silicon Valley Bank freaked the market out, and the market got hit. Okay, then the government came in and basically backstopped everything. So yes, that freaked the market out, and the market did sell off significantly over a few days, and then they got it together. Okay,
Significantly. It felt like 5%.
okay, that's pretty big. When the
No,
market hasn't gone down 5% basically
You make
all
fun
year.
of me and Thomas for a 30-point move. You think 5% is a lot. That's not even a correction. The market bought that right back up. And so you're talking about BDCs. Look, for this month, I see two risks. One is the price cut priced into stock prices. Because last week, the market went up a lot. You plot that against probabilities
You
of a
mean
rate cut.
the rate cut, right? Dude, I listen.
So if that's
You're all
get a down reaction on the Fed. And then the other thing, let's see how the Japanese thing kind of pans out. It may be a nothing burger for
dude.
now.
How do you even think that's a risk? To be honest with you, like
But you
why
think
would the
BDCs
yen
are?
carry trade or whatever, which blew up, a year and a half ago over the summer, be even a risk here? I mean, positions are down in that, okay, because they blew it out a year and a half ago, and really I don't even see a level for an unwind. I just don't. But maybe that'll be the flavor of the day for that day. I mean, but really, like you said, BDCs, which if you look at them, they went down 70%. Is that a lot? That's a lot. Okay. These things got annihilated. Okay. They talked about them for 2 days. They haven't even come back. Okay. Because I trade them in my personal portfolio. I don't trade them, I invest in them. And my brother in law, who does tons of them, was over and he's like, these things they're dead. So they haven't even come back. They're dead. So why is it not a problem now when it was a problem before? And as we're on the air, market is negative on the day, my son. Okay, so I don't know.
Yeah, what's going on?
I don't know.
Looking
You
for
do your regular with me. What's the news? What's the news? I
what's the
don't know.
news, Larry?
What's
Tell
the
us what
news
is it?
every day when the market moves? What's the news? What happened,
Gold is up a ton.
dude?
Gold
I
is up
thought it
a
was
ton.
funny. I thought it was funny because um, we yesterday a friend of mine hit me about Putin, and the war. And basically, Putin told Europe this morning that he's gonna f them up if they keep being involved. So I don't know how that's close to a ceasefire or a truce. I'm just wondering, you know.
Yeah,
And the market is
interesting.
red on the day,
Interesting.
son. What's
I'm
happening?
not seeing any move in the VIX though, so not sure. Just probably a technical shakeout.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. To be honest, when you say that, I just don't know. But at least it's not straight up and everybody's dancing. And maybe today they shake the tree. Bitcoin just dropped over 1,000 points, 1,500 points in 2 minutes since we've been on the air. Literally, it's pretty interesting. The thing is that what's going on out there? Hmm?
I'm not sure. Not sure. I'm not seeing anything pop up.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say the market's a little weak today, there, young man. Um, it's funny. This morning the S&P couldn't downtick. It was really weird. You know. So here we sit. So are you bullish or bearish here?
I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. I think into year end, my bias is bullish. Looking at the straddle here, what is the price? 30? It was priced at 25 like 2 minutes ago. So volatility has ticked up a little bit here.
Ticked up. We're crashing. I don't know what market you're watching, but we're in a crash right now.
Okay.
We're not. Like
A
I said, what
crash?
market? Yeah, an actual crash. We went from
You
up.
just said 20, 30 points. You're laughing at everybody. It's not a big move.
What are
This
you
is a 20
talking
point.
about? Every day we get this. This is the move. We haven't had a day or it's gone outside. I mean, listen, there's gotta be news where, I don't know if, I don't have my Bloomberg up because I'm switching my terminal, but I mean, there's gotta be something out there that's in the news right now. I just don't know what it is. So we'll see what goes on, my friend. It's, I mean, this
It's
is,
interesting. Gold was upticking. Now it's down ticking. Rates are down on whatever's happening. Rates are ticking down a little bit. So maybe it's one of the Mag 7s. Let's take a look. I mean, Micron down 1.5%.
well,
That's whatever.
it's Microsoft.
Microsoft down 1.5%.
Well, Microsoft said AI sales are negative or weak, which
Okay.
is very believable. Don't you think? I mean,
Uh,
personally,
the opposite from CrowdStrike a day ago. So
oh, actually, the company didn't say it, but it's out there on the wire in some fashion. But markets
probably
have
a
what?
probably a buy.
I got to tell you, I mean, I think Nvidia was up earlier today. I'm very bearish on Nvidia, and I'll tell you why. Like yesterday, Amazon came out with their own chip, right? So that was interesting, and Meta is, and my um, Microsoft is, and Oracle, and everyone's coming out with their own chips. So I don't know. You know, what do you think?
Um, I think uh, I think this will be probably a buyable dip. Uh, you know, I'm looking at a.
Why do you buy every dip? I
I
mean,
think
I guess it works, but what if
try
it doesn't work?
to like 6810 on the ES, maybe 6800, and we'll see where it goes from there.
I guess we will see. We will
That's a
see.
this for this move. Like that's a I would say a must hold
What
into
is?
next about 6800 on ES.
Yeah. What do you think there?
We'll see how it plays out. I'm thinking it should hold for now.
You think that's a level, honestly?
Yeah, yeah, I
Okay.
do.
Okay. Okay. I don't. I don't see any levels. To be honest, I just see computers. So you got to hope today that the computer steps in. Um, we'll see if it does. Um, I'm really that's what I'm seeing here. I'm not really seeing a lot. We're I mean the market's up every day, dude. You don't think the market's up every day, dude? We came off, dude. We were 6,500 2 weeks ago, and now you think 6,800 is a level that's good? I'm just saying. I mean, why is that level good? Just tell me why.
I'll pull up a chart. Hold on, give me a second. So these are the e-minis. We came up through the low, broke out of this key trend line. That trend line that you see up there was tested to the tick
Mhm.
yesterday, and we're just right back at it today. So I think after a big move like we had off the low, you get a couple of days of consolidation. Maybe we get another one. Right now, ES is
Correct.
sitting on that trend line.
ES
If
is
that
crashing.
holds, the longer this trend line holds, I think the stronger that level becomes.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean that was the support to the tick yesterday, and we're kind of right there again today. So I'm thinking that's a key pivot point.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll keep an eye on that. I want to wrap a little early because I got a lot of stuff going on here, and I do think this is a significant. I know you don't think it is, but I think it's a significant real move here. Um, I don't understand it, um, but we already reversed almost 50 handles from the high. Again, I don't know what the news story, I guess that story is out there, but I don't know how would that move the market 50 handles? Just wondering. But that's the market we're in. This is the first ziggle. This is the first ziggle of the day. There'll be more ziggles today, up and down. So I would say, be careful out there. It's weird for sure. I'm shorting Bitcoin. Shorted it this morning. This is all for short
Mm.
term trading. Um, and right now Bitcoin's still up 1,000. I think it should turn negative on the day, but we'll keep an eye on things, and that's what I see from the perch here. Again, I see dollar weakness. I would like to see the euro get above 117 for our subscribers. We look to exit a position there. We're about 50 basis points away, um, and we had a fairly significant reversal this morning. Again, you know, I mean, dude, the Nasdaq just incinerated what 200 points, 200 something points in since we've been on the podcast. That's pretty good trading action. So maybe we'll get some good trading today. Let's see what ends up happening. S&P seems much stronger than Nasdaq today. It's been that way out of the gate, and I still see that. Um, Again, there's not a lot of movement in a lot of things.
Yeah, watch XRT. Watch XRT today. Retail stocks. Macy's had an upgrade to its outlook based
Mhm.
on based on the Black Friday uh, sales. So XRT is looking very interesting technically. I'd watch that. Um, I'd be watching homebuilders. All these beaten down sectors are looking very interesting technically.
Really? Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what? I kind of, I mean, I haven't really focused on the home builders, but my intel says that the market is slowing down a little. So, have they already been beaten up into that?
Yeah, they have.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, we'll see. Again, Bitcoin is still coming in a little. I don't like it here for a trade for the minute. But be careful. If it goes, listen, we're just trading. Like it's a good trading market. You know, so I think there's a lot of trading to be uh, to be done. So we will, we'll keep our eye on everything, and I think for today, just be careful out there. The market looks a little shaky, and we'll see how it holds up today. That's my call. I don't know if you have one. I'll let you close up with your call.
Yeah, just watch the move. Let things settle down into the open. Uh, watch for a reversal to the upside, and that's it. Look for that level, 6,800. If it holds, we should be all right. 68.39, 68.40. That's your 5-day moving average on the ES. Um, Expecting to kind of yo-yo around that level.
All right. Well, cash is trading at 68.10. Are you talking about futures
The
at 6,800?
Yeah, futures.
Okay. All right. Well, that's probably another 30 handles from here. So, I mean, that would be a fairly significant move on the day since we don't move that much. Anyway, so that's the call. That's the outlook. Interesting that we got the sell off. Where I mean, these stocks. It's funny. Nasdaq's down a lot, and these stocks are um, um, not like Nvidia is down $1. Stocks are all down like fractionally. Um, you know, I don't know. Somehow they're focused on. There was a report that they were cutting some software stuff, but really, pretty interesting move for that, for that type of action. And that's it. That's it for now. I wish everybody luck trading today, and we'll be back tomorrow with a recap of today. But today already has become at least a decent outside day. The S&P was up over 20, and now it's down 20. So we had a 40-point move, which is 70, 60, 70 basis points. That's good. So there is hope that there'll be good trading today. So hope everyone has a good trading day. And I don't know if you want to close, but I'm all closed up, and I wish everyone good luck today. Peace. Enjoy.